So I made this little video for anyone who's still having trouble with the Pythagorean theorem. Now the Pythagorean theorem is used whenever you want to work out the length of a side of a triangle, but make sure that that triangle is a right-angled triangle. You'll know it's a right-angled triangle if a right angle is marked, like it is right here where I've circled. Now the two sides that come out from that right-angled triangle are called the legs of the triangle. The other side is the one opposite the right angle, which is this one here, and it's called the hypotenuse. So again, here we have the same triangle, and I've got the legs marked. And here I've marked the hypotenuse in green. So here we have a right-angled triangle, and of course we know it's a right-angled triangle because there it is. The right angle is marked. The two legs are marked as being 4.5 units and 6 units long. They're right here, one there and one there. This question would probably ask you to figure out how long the hypotenuse is, which is where I have the question mark right there. Now, to start working out a problem like this, the first thing you should do is write out the Pythagorean theorem, which says a squared plus b squared is c squared. Now a and b represent the two legs. It doesn't matter which leg is the a and which leg is b. I could label this one as a and the other one as b, or the other way around. It doesn't matter. But what's really, really important is that the c is the hypotenuse. So when you work out the formula, the hypotenuse is always on one side of the equal sign all by itself. The other two legs are on the other side, and their squares are added up. So our next step is to put the numbers in. I said that 4.5 was the a, so it goes in place of the a, and it gets squared. The other number is 6, and it goes in place of b, and it gets squared. So instead of having a squared plus b squared, we have 4.5 squared plus 6 squared. And that's equal to c squared, where c again is the hypotenuse. Then we take out our calculator, we work up 4.5 squared, and in this case we get 20.25. Then we work out 6 squared and we get 36. Next, we add up the numbers on the left-hand side. So 20.25 and 36 make 56.25. Now here, 56.25 isn't going to be the final answer. A lot of people try to stop there because they felt they've done a lot of work, but there's actually one more step to go. Because 56.25 isn't c, it's actually c squared. And we don't want c squared, we want c. So, to get c, we need to undo the square, which means we take a square root. So we'll take a square root of both sides. That gives us c on one side, and then the square root of 56.25 on the other side. And lastly, we use our calculator to work out the root of 56.25, and that gives us 7.5. So our answer for the hypotenuse will be 7.5 units. Now this brings us to another type of problem. It's still the Pythagorean theorem, but notice this time the unknown side is one of the legs. Here, I'm going to mark it right there. It's not the hypotenuse we're looking for, it's one of the legs. So we use the same formula we did before, but we just have to be careful that when we put our numbers in, we put them in where they belong. This 9 here, I can call A because it's a leg. The 15, though, is not B, it's the hypotenuse, so it's going to go in as C. So when we write our formula, we'll still write a squared plus b squared is c squared, but when we put our numbers in, they're going to go in for a and for c. So this will give us 9 squared plus b squared is 15 squared. Then we continue with the math that we did before. We need to square out 9, which gives us 81. So we'll square out 15 to get to 25. And again, we want to get the unknown all by itself. So we don't want that 81 on the left-hand side. That means we'll have to subtract it away. So we'll take 81 away from both sides. I've got that in kind of an orange here. So here on the left side, those two 81s cancel because one is positive and one is negative, which then gives us b squared on your left side. Now on the right side, we had 225 and we took 81 from it, so we'll have to get our calculators out and work that out. That will give us 144 right here. And finally, just like we did before, we'll take the square root of both sides because we want b, not b squared, and our final answer is 12. So that gives us 12 for the unknown side, which was one of the legs of the triangle. Okay, I hope now with these two examples you'll know how to work out the Pythagorean theorem. Remember, always look to see what the unknown is. Is it a leg or is it a hypotenuse? And then work it out accordingly. Okay, thank you. Bye.